Hey, welcome to Religiously Incorrect. Doing? What is going on?
Come on in the room.
Come on in the room. It is Sunday night, the last Sunday of November, the first Sunday of Advent, or as Baptists call it, Sunday.
Right.
Because I think Seconds is the only church in Warren that takes this Advent stuff seriously. Yes, you light the candles and everything.
Yeah, y'all take it seriously.
Yeah, it's Advent. Where we at, Pastor Jeff?
Come on in. Let's talk. I want y'all to come on in, tag somebody, share, call, do it all, text, email.
Send out carrier pigeons.
Use your pager, Skype.
Get on your two-way. Get on your T-Mobile two-way.
Listen, we are coming to you, brought to you tonight by High Street Fitness, Mike Fitness out there in Corton, Ohio.
You just make up a new name every week. It's Mike Phillips. Phillips Care Training.
I thought you said High Street Fitness.
It's Phillips Care Training, the new owners of High Street Fitness.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it's still High Street Fitness.
You like right? Mike Training,
Phillips Care.
Black guy with muscles.
Black guy from Pitt.
Tiny Lister.
He still think he played for Pitt too.
He still plays for Pitt. See.
He going to practice every Sunday, every day. They're like, Mike, you ain't on the team no more.
He showed up with his old pads on.
Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach.
I love you, Mike, man. Keep them checks coming.
Hey, it's all good.
Yeah, it's good. I needed that.
We are excited to be sponsored by him and all that he's doing. He's doing a great job. If you want to get fit, get right, get tight, trust me, I tell you, I've been to him. He will. It ain't helped me. I had to quit him.
Jeff is a lost cause.
He about tried to kill me.
Yeah.
But
Jeff said, just give me the steroids. Just worried me out.
Hey, I asked him, did he have that package where you could drop your stomach off and come back in 5 days and it'd be done?
Speaking of which, you think preachers take steroids? Do you think pastors would get disqualified if they were juiced up?
Wait, hold on.
What if you found out your pastor was juicing?
Hey,
is that an unfair advantage?
It's not unfair because I tell you right now, Mario Haynes, Mario. Love Mario to death. Mario's like, I see you down there at the Y. That's why we don't run out of breath while we preaching because we be working out. I'm like, yeah, no.
Nah, man, you do.
No, I run out, Doc.
You roared it up. Yeah, man. He's on that pimp juice. That's what he's on. No, it's a good night, man. It's glad to be here. We still got a little bit of the itis.
Oh, yeah.
We still got a little bit of the itis. So who still has Thanksgiving leftovers in their house?
Throw them away.
No.
Get rid of them.
No, I got to keep that.
It's 4 days.
I got to keep that shell of a turkey bone just so that my kids say they're hungry tomorrow. I can say, man, there's some turkey in there.
You better eat that turkey.
They're going to make you a sandwich.
They're going to make you a ham sandwich.
You're going to turn that into some turkey salad. Black people will try to make you eat Thanksgiving food for 5 to 6 days.
And then after that, your wife going to be like, I just made Thanksgiving dinner. That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago.
What you mean you just made Thanksgiving dinner?
They try to make you buy a pizza all December. Right.
Up until Christmas.
Right up until Christmas. Like it's some turkey in there, some ham. You slice some ham up. Shoot, you hungry? You better put some ham with some eggs. You slice that up.
Hey, I did. I ate a little bit of potato salad today, and that was 4 days old.
Oh, you got to listen.
It was still good though.
You had to get that salmonella.
Right.
That's salmonella.
Yes. They understood the assignment.
Yes,
Pastor
for once
Tatum.
in their lives.
Yes,
for once in their lives, they pulled it out. And Alex, the Steelers didn't even play today, so we're just gonna wait until tomorrow. Now I don't even know why. Honestly, what football fan wants to watch the Steelers and the Colts play tomorrow? Because I love the Steelers, and I don't even want to watch them play. It's just gonna be one of those. There's nothing else on.
Monday night.
But now that the Browns won, we got to keep up in the race to the bottom.
Right, race to the
the race to the
last
bottom.
Place.
Right, the race to last place. So, this is an overlooked, facet of the church, but we always talk about the summertime. But the weekend of Thanksgiving is another of those terrible weeks.
Notorious.
Like Memorial Day, Labor Day.
Mm-hmm.
The Sunday after Thanksgiving is always a terrible. People are traveling.
Mm-hmm.
We saw a few of our peers, younger and older, including yourself, Pastor Jeff. Class reunion.
Class reunion.
So Why are we still doing class reunions?
So that everybody can see how old we are.
Hey, I want to see how fat everybody got.
How fat everybody got. Hey, they had us do a class picture, and the short people always in front. We have our space. You got to go up front.
The short people have to be in front.
And then it's like, y'all been down.
Hey, Miss Nita.
No, I'm not. I can't bend down.
Right.
I can't. If I've been down, I'm not getting back up.
Man, I told him last week, y'all ain't got the Maid the Stallion knees no more. You need to calm down. But I tell you what, man, it is sometimes a shock how bad people look. Sometimes how good people look.
Absolutely.
It's a shock. It's a shock.
And a lot of times it's the people that you didn't think was going to turn out to look decent in high school. And
this guy right here.
The guy with the retainer.
The guy with the retainer. The pants too big. Oh, baggy V-neck sweaters. Now I'll tell you what. Last year when we went, because we had to do ours the year after, because of the pandemic, we did 2000 and 2001 together for a 20-year reunion. It did feel good to everybody be like, oh, Pastor Todd. I mean, because I was literally like a nobody, band nerd, nobody. And me and Shamika walked out of there like, I think we're doing all right. I think we're doing all right. We just brought this up. But Marvin, we need to do a Maury Povich reunion. From geek to chic. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's us.
Did they make you do the prayer?
I think I did. Yes, I had to do the prayer.
You always got to do the prayer.
Listen, class reunions, family reunions, cookouts.
No matter what's that, you got to do the prayer.
Man, if you stop by like the dope house where everybody's doing drugs, hey, yo, pastor, hey, come bless this.
The biggest drug dealer in the city giving out turkeys. Hey, yo, pastor,
come over here.
Bless these turkeys.
Come over here, bless these. I'm about to go to a bar. I'm about to bless this bar. Just staff meetings. That's correct.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Everybody's always intimidated when I'm in council. That's the worst. Yeah. They always look at me like, well, I'm no pastor. Well, we know you're a heathen. We know you're not a pastor. Go ahead and read that prayer off the paper.
Read the prayer off. They love that they got taped to the podium.
That's not even about Jesus anymore. So the class reunions, they look pretty hit. I'll tell you what, I see people who are younger than me who don't look as good.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I feel bad for some of them.
Absolutely.
Hard living, man. Old Saints was right, man. Hard living to do you in.
Yeah, it's rough. But when I walked in and everybody, pastor, elder, whatever, everybody want to know where your church.
No, you're not.
Just
stop by and rob you.
Just stop. You ain't coming. It's okay. Yeah. We understand.
Right. I mean, I did a whole joke last week about y'all went to the club last night. You ought to come to church, and all the young people. I mean, it was just one of them joke pastor posts. Like probably 300 people. One person came to church this week. I consider that a victory. But it's just like running into people in the grocery store. They're not coming.
Right.
They're guilty because they ran into you. They know they ain't been to church. They know you're doing all right. They're not coming, man.
Well, let me tell you, I did do the Soul Train line.
You did the Soul Train line?
I did the Soul Train line.
You're going to hell. Just want you to know that.
They was like, come on. I done the Soul Train line.
You telling them to change the music to James Cleveland and Mahalia Jackson?
No. I done the same thing they done in, what's the movie with Chris Brown? Christmas movie where he sang.
This Christmas?
Maybe that was it. I don't know. At the end when the guy hit the baseball bat and walked hit the baseball with a fake baseball bat.
Oh, yeah.
So that's all I done.
That's all you did.
But I had a good time though. The food was horrible, but
Dave. Pastor Jeff likes to dance though.
I do. I love.
He's a good dancer. I'm not a good dancer. He's a good dancer. He's got it down. He knows all the old school dances.
All the old school. Don't give me no new school.
Yeah. This new stuff. These TikTok dances, man.
I tried it with my daughter.
I have seen you.
But I still don't know what I'm doing. I practice enough with her. She make me practice till I get it right.
You be wearing them Hunger Games tracksuits. I seen y'all.
Hunger Games.
I seen y'all. Hey, they be getting it though, man. Because Chastity is a natural dancer. And Jeff is a natural dancer. That's a good combination, man. That's a good combination.
Hunger Games tracksuits. I'm about to delete the post now. People go looking for my Hunger Games.
Hey, go look up Pastor Jeff's TikTok. The orange tracksuits.
And they're actually red. They just look
orange.
Yeah. The bad thing is when they red, they look like the guy. When I bought them, I didn't know about it, but you look like the guy from what's the name of that cartoon?
Oh no, not Kung Fu.
No. What's the other cartoon where the guy's real evil? He's Mr. Evil or something like that. Oh my God. If my wife is on shit, she tells me about it. It's hilarious.
She said that's what you look like?
Because it got the zipper. It
goes all the way up? Yeah, man. You look like a villain. I mean, you're on your way. So yeah, so this is the weekend. And I mean, now we're officially in the Christmas season. I told the church, hey, your decorations are not legal. Anything before Thanksgiving, Christmas decorations are illegal, and that should be a law.
Absolutely.
That should be a law.
We put up our tree.
We did. We put ours up tonight.
Put ours up because I had to because, once again, I go back to the grind tomorrow. So I want to hurry up and get it out the way.
Well, don't worry. Your son will destroy it tomorrow while you're at work.
Oh, he's already destroyed.
Don't worry. He's already, yeah. I mean,
I was over there last night, right? My wife said you came over.
Yeah. I came over, chatted up, and the wife and I, while the boys, you know how it is with these birthday parties. Oh, yeah. They just they're like the last call, They had to shut down the bar on them. They don't want to end, but
they all lied. They all called their parents. Was like,
they all lied.
We said the party ain't over till 7. My wife was like, "What do you mean this party's been over? Come get these kids."
Hey, me and Shamika was stretching it. We was out of the restaurant like they ain't called yet. So, hey, I want a cheesecake. I guess we'll get dessert.
I was gone. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So it's been real. We hope y'all had a happy Thanksgiving. We hope everybody enjoyed their friends, their family, and all that. And if you didn't, well, you don't have to see them for another year. So, right. Oh well. You know what's funny? People always have these jokes about arguments and stuff for Thanksgiving. I've never really had that incident. You ever had it's always a joke like political arguments or ignorant uncles. Oh, can we say this? Can we retire beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes?
Please. Oh my God.
Can we please?
I mean, it
retire.
Starts, I mean, soon as you hear about
Halloween.
Beans, greens.
You can't cancel that.
You gotta cancel it, man.
No. We need that.
You gotta cancel it for several reasons. First of all, it's played out. It's played out. We have put every dance, every beat to it. But secondly, here's my concern. You name it. Listen, but here's my thing. Shirley Caesar has been singing for 135 years. Listen, and now this is all she's known for.
That's her most popular song. That's crazy.
I mean, Hold My Mule, You're Next in Line. All these good songs she had. All these good songs, and now all she's known for is a meme.
They're gonna sing it at her funeral. They're gonna sing it at her funeral.
They will. They will have beans at her casket.
Okay, here's
another
Beyonce. Beyonce remixed the beans, greens, tomatoes.
No.
Remix.
Beyonce ruined Before I Let Go. I don't want her to touch any more classic songs.
I like her jump.
No, I don't enjoy it.
Oh, come on, man.
I don't enjoy it. I'm sorry. Here's another one. Because we live in a meme world, y'all been sharing the same tired jokes about like the auntie that comes to the cookout, taking a walk. Hey, by the way, y'all telling all the people secrets about taking a walk after they eat.
Mm-hmm.
Some
kid now was looking at them and take the walk.
Right.
Following them.
Which one, which aunt has a longtime friend and roommate that's really their lover and all that kind of stuff. Which uncle, the stepdad outside asking for a plate. It's like the same memes. That's the thing about Facebook and social media. It's feeding you the same stuff over and over again. And there's not a lot of ingenuity anymore. It's not a lot of innovation.
Now, I haven't been at any arguments, but I have been to a lot of family functions where a lot of family brought a different person this year
than they brought last year.
What happened to Tony?
Why do I know who you're talking about?
What happened to Tony? I thought you and Tony was. Then the next year, what happened to Bob?
And I know Jeff's people too, so I know what he's talking about.
Oh my God.
Yeah, don't go home. Don't go home, man.
I ain't saying nobody's name.
Yo, whatever, man. Whatever, man.
I'm just saying.
All right, y'all know what time it is. It's time for Meme of the Week.
Cause it's Meme of the Week. Meme of the Week.
Welcome to Religiously Incorrect, ladies and gentlemen. Send us your memes of the week.
These are all jokes. We are just playing.
What do we got? This too shall pass. It might pass like a kidney stone, but it's gonna pass.
Hell.
Listen, that's real preaching.
That is.
And that's what we got to start telling people. We got to stop shouting to people. We got to start telling them it's gonna hurt like a mother.
Life is not easy, but it is doable.
Yeah, and even the way we paint, right? This too shall pass, but it might pass. I never had a kidney stone, so I don't know.
I've never had one either, but I've seen.
Yeah,
It don't look.
I don't want to know.
Don't look easy.
I'm gonna keep drinking this water, so I don't have one.
But you're right. Everything. I mean, if we look through the Bible, people went through a whole lot to get to where they were.
Oh man, it's hell. But we don't preach like that because we're so excited believing that God's gonna bring us out. We forget.
You get saved, everything gonna be all right. No.
Have you ever had to be? We can always talk about operation, but have you ever seen people that had to be pulled out of something or rescued from something, and how it's almost more painful getting pulled out of the wrecked car or the cave or the hole or whatever.
The jaws of life.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Wrapping a rope around you and dragging you off a mountain or something. I mean, yeah. But yeah, you're going to be saved, but we're going to break all your bones in the process. It would suffocate you.
And sometimes the healing is worse than the crash.
Man, listen. You're right.
So it takes a while.
Yeah,
it takes time. It's sometimes, but it's gonna pass.
What did your president say? Your president say that time? We don't want the solution to be worse than the problem. Is that what President Trump said?
That sounds like something Herschel Walker would.
It sounds like something Herschel Walker said. This is a very important erection. Herschel Walker. Hey, can we change the name of this podcast for the next week to I Hate Herschel Walker? The I Hate Herschel Walker podcast.
All erections are very important.
All erections are important. And have y'all seen this vampire? Did y'all watch it? Did y'all see his vampire speech? He was like, I was watching this vampire movie late at night.
You went upstairs and the vampire jumped out.
Right. He's telling the whole story. I don't understand it. I've never seen it. It's like we're all being punked, man. It's like we're all being punked. Black people are being punked.
He is goofy.
I can't take it. I mean, it's not even entertaining anymore. It's just sad.
And y'all gonna vote for that fool.
Hey, y'all. Yins. Y'all gonna vote. It's sad that it's even close. It's even happening. Well, we want to thank our sponsors, Phillips Care family of businesses, because I get the names correct. Phillips Care Cleaning Service Residential. Hey, Phillips Care, they do floor cleaning, residential, carpet, steam clean. I'm telling you, if it has to do with the house or building, residential, commercial, they can take care of you. Call my man Fernando at 330-219-7916 or check them out online at Phillips Care LLC. And while you're at it, you know you don't want to shovel that snow. We might as well get a new graphic because we're not cutting grass anymore. They do plowing, leaf removal. They take care of everything, but you might as well get locked in for the spring because it's coming before you know it.
Absolutely.
So check out Phillips Care LLC on Facebook. Call our man Fernando. They've been in business for over 10 years. I'm telling you right now, if you call him to get your snow plowed, he's coming to my house and my church first. So you just have to wait.
The person who don't pay him.
The person we pay him. He doesn't bill us the way he ought to.
You see, Herschel Walker's catfish on steroids.
Scott said, but werewolves really can't beat back. Y'all, this is therapy right now. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Pastor Tatum. This is therapy. This is therapy, man. I love it. If you have a meme of the week or you'd like to be a sponsor, send us an email at religiouslyincorrectpodcast@gmail.com. And by the way, our producer, Big Mike, is doing big things. There are going to be more podcast shows coming. So if you are looking for a chance to reach a broad audience, check us out. You can send it to this email. We'll hook you up with the main media company. There's going to be a lot of sponsorship opportunities coming about. We're really excited about what's happening. Absolutely. And it's a great day. So let me just get this out the way as we segue into our subject. This is a little cathartic for me, Pastor Jeff, because I need some laughs. I need some laughs. Between preaching and this podcast, when I go through hard times, these are really the things that help me out. And most of you probably know who watch. We had a devastating loss in our church, and dare I say in my own life and our family, with the loss of our associate minister, Reverend Latricia Thurston Hall. She is an amazing woman. I've spoken about her emotionally on several occasions already, and I kind of don't want to do that anymore. But we got through service today. She passed on Friday. And to be honest, we're just horrified and, shaken. We might as well be honest. I can sit here and say God is in control and da-da-da-da, and I believe all that. But, man, this sucks.
It does. When somebody
from the core of my being, man, it sucks. And we're praying for her daughters and her grandchildren and our church family. She would tune in and joke with us and chat with us. And she loved, obviously, her church. Second, loved Pastor Jeff. And she loved the kids at the school she worked with. Absolutely. And it hurts. And I think that we who are spiritual need to also know how to just express ourselves plainly.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
We don't always have to be so spiritual. No. And so, how some things hurt. Some losses affect you. Pastor Hall, Reverend Hall was the one who, when the young man called my son a nigger at school, and I went up to the school, she was there.
She was there.
She was on it. She was on it. And so we are praying for Second Baptist. We are praying for Pastor Todd as he preaches. And I mean, he's done quite a few sermons, quite a few eulogies. And so we just have to continue to lift him up. Those are not easy to do. Eulogies are not easy to do, especially when it's your own family, your own parishioners. So continue to lift this man up, this young man up, because he's doing a lot.
Especially when you preach the same eulogy every time for everybody, and you just scratch the name out and preach. I'd be like, Bill. I'm sorry, Steve. No, I'm joking. I try to be personal with it, and I think I do pretty good. I become like a eulogy king, and that's a terrible talent to have.
Yeah.
To be pretty good at doing eulogies, but it's a blessing to be able to try to provide comfort. So yeah, it is what it is, and we are where we are, and it's whack. And as Bishop J. Delano Ellis would say, there are some people who, when they pass, you really think to yourself, God, if you wanted to take somebody,
right?
I had a list of people that you could have took. I had a list. If you wanted to take somebody, I could have fulfilled that gap for him, and he didn't have to take this one. But, his will is perfect and all that stuff that we like to say, but we're just going to wrestle with it, and deal with it the best we can. And you know what? This thought came to my mind, and I promise y'all, I think we had brainstormed a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, like, hey, we got to touch on this. And so, we want to talk about heaven. We'll talk about heaven today. That'd be a little way of kind of cathartically getting through. Because you know how we do. I don't mean to be too personal, but you all have been there. Within the hour, give it about an hour and a half, even when I was with the daughters and she went home. Mm-hmm. And as we were like, who to call, who to this, how do we get, to the family members, then they start sharing memories. And next thing you know, we're smiling. We're laughing about how she could be and all that kind of stuff. And you know how, especially everybody, black, white, whatever, we just find ways to lighten the load. And that's just how we do. But, man, we got to talk about heaven. Because being the funeral kings that we are.
Let's first start off with the fact that, this whole mural of Tupac, Biggie, Snoop ain't even dead yet.
He's in it. Yeah, they got a spot. Listen, they got like a shadow of his face. You know how you buy a tombstone and have the spouse on one side and the other one's blank?
Right.
They have like a shadow for Snoop Dogg. He's in the picture.
Whitney up there singing "I Will Always Love You," and
they took Bill Cosby out when he got sent to jail. He was in it. Then they took him out.
They gonna start another one in hell. R. Kelly gonna be
Michael R. Kelly. There's gonna be some surprising people like Cab Calloway. Like, what did he do? What did he?
This is wrong. This is wrong every day.
Wait a minute.
We are religiously incorrect.
Wait a minute. What did James Brown do?
What James down there?
Okay, we're talking about heaven, man, not hell.
I'm sorry.
So we have to talk about heaven a lot.
Yeah.
Heaven is where you go, where Christians believe you go, but heaven is where everybody believes you go.
Right.
Everybody. And I don't know if it started with the t-shirts, like the Fly High t-shirts. And did this all start when we started putting everybody in clouds when they die?
It's definitely one of
wings.
It's definitely, and I at first, I'm gonna be honest, I was irritated with the whole t-shirt thing. I was very irritated with it. It's like, it just seems to me to be a lack of respect for those. But I mean, once again, if this is the way that's going to get you through it, to me, if this is the way, and I think it's the way some people mourn, and it makes them feel good to, that they're representing their family. I wouldn't.
Has it just become a thing though? Like it's like flowers and t-shirts now. I mean, it's just like a thing. It doesn't really. Where else are you wearing this t-shirt to when this is over? The game? I mean, where are you wearing? The club?
Well, I mean, every time you look at it, maybe you get sentimental about your family member. I mean, but then again, some people didn't even know you when they got the t-shirt.
They absolutely do. And the person that made the t-shirt.
The person that made the t-shirts is getting paid,
Yeah, and the poor person that has to collect all the money that doesn't get everybody to pay them back. Y'all stop doing that. Come on. Funeral week is the wrong time to do an IOU with somebody talking about.
Pray for those t-shirts.
Pay for your t-shirts.
Hey, number $15.
That one cousin went out her way to order all y'all sizes, and you ain't even pay her money for the t-shirt back. Okay, I do have a request because anybody who knows me and knows my favorite food, I'm gonna put it like this: if you're gonna put wings on me, they better be chicken wings. That's all I got to say.
And they better come with a thermometer.
They better be properly cooked to the right temperature. And I want chicken wings. I don't want angel wings.
I see the t-shirts
every week. Well, I need to know where you work at.
Where do you work at today? Where are you bringing these t-shirts in?
Probably Goodwill, where they get them t-shirts to people in Africa. Yeah, t-shirts, buttons. Oh, you guys have memorial ribbons. The blankets are the new thing.
The blankets, yes.
The blankets,
yes.
Blankets.
I think that's touching, though.
Because
it takes a long time to make that blanket.
No, it doesn't.
It don't. These ain't hang with it.
Doc. Miss Anita got one of the machines in her apartment. Dave Holbrook, listen, my funeral needs to be sponsored by Quaker Steak and Lube. Listen, I'm not messing with y'all. When I write this funeral out, y'all better follow it to the T, or we're gonna have problems. Oh, this funeral sponsor. I don't want flowers. I want chicken buckets on the little stand. Tell Sterling. No KFC. No, it's got to be Quaker Steak or BW3. Throw some little wings in there.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Some loaded fries.
Listen, bring some loaded fries up in here. Grandma's cold.
She was cold hand.
Oh, I need this. Oh, this is ministry. This is better than church. This is ministry. Y'all.
He likes ranch and blue cheese.
I like ranch and blue cheese.
He likes
that is correct. Okay, so check it out, y'all. So the Fly High thing. So first of all, we got to talk about the whole heaven thing. Like, who's going, man?
Well,
go ahead, answer it now.
As Christians, we believe only us is going. As Christians, we believe only us is going. Us that have accepted Jesus Christ as our personal savior.
As your personal savior. Now, but then, there's some that narrow that down too.
Oh, yeah.
Some folks think all Christians ain't going.
Absolutely.
They're like, nah, you got to be holiness.
I think God think all Christians ain't going.
Well, he knows.
Some of y'all ain't.
He knows all y'all Negroes ain't going.
Make it. Matter of fact, he said this word, depart from me, you workers of iniquity. I never knew you.
Then take your tambourine with you. You ain't about to jingle jangle by heaven up. Negro, get out of here. Oh, jingle jangle.
Jingling, jingling.
Right, jingling up out of here.
Jingling.
This is hilarious. So, I mean, there's some people that believe, the Christians ain't Christians.
Hold on. Now, napkins and Pepsis instead of funeral.
She knows. The people know. This is giving me comfort already that the people know.
Ooh.
They know me.
Oh, my goodness.
Triangle players only. Gospel harp. You have to play a soulful harp. So, but we even sing songs like "It's a highway to heaven, none can walk up there but the pure in heart." Mm-hmm. What is there no pure-hearted Muslims out there? Because I'll be honest, I've met some people of other religions, and I've thought to myself, I think y'all are beating us out.
Absolutely.
I think you're winning.
Hey, when you can stand on the corner in 90-degree weather selling those bean pies, or when you
they be out there with them pamphlets.
When you are riding on a bike, in 90-degree weather, knocking on door to door.
With a bow tie on, are you prepared for Jehovah's return? I'm like, I'm not, but you apparently are. You apparently dressed for the occasion.
I don't know about heaven, but you got to be hot as H. Right. I'm hot now, Lord.
And they wear helmets.
Yes, they do. Yes,
because they believe in safety. They're like, I want to go to heaven, but not right now. So yeah, I mean, but I'll be honest. This is very unpastoral, very unchristian-like. Sometimes I wonder. I don't want to say I'm Carlton Pearson-ish.
Right.
You know, I'm not quite Carlton Pearson-ish. Just Google him if you don't know. But he went to the place where basically everybody's going to heaven. He was a preacher, used to be old school Pentecostal. Now he believes everybody's going to heaven. But I mean, you can't deny that there's a lot of goodness out there.
Absolutely.
For all the evil that's out there. And here's the theme of it. Somebody who is just a dastardly, unfaithful, undevoted person would think that they're going to heaven over a person who is pure and kind just because that dastardly person got baptized one time and knows the story of Jesus and they know they go to church twice a year or whatever. But that other person, whoever it is, Jehovah's Witness, Mormon, Buddhist, Muslim, whatever it might be, just some other religion or denomination, whatever, they're like, you the wrong religion. But that person can be purely following their religion, and we could be literally playing games with it, like literally using it as a joke of our lives, like not even taking it seriously, which I've said all the time. Christians, and basically American Christians, are the only people who joke as much as we do and play as much games. And I don't know a lot of other religions, but I don't see it. Maybe it's because I don't see it.
And I think it goes to the fact that a lot of times I heard what you said, but I saw what you did. And I think we have to
testify.
A lot of people are saying stuff that they're not doing. You're not living the life. Who sang that song? You got to live the life that you talk about.
Dieter Haddon, old school.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can't say what you've done and, all of us got lip service. All of us talk a real good game. But at the end of the day, are you really living by what you preach and what you say?
And it's a deeper conversation, but look at how we even treat salvation. You ask somebody, how do you know you're going to heaven? First thing they'll probably say is, I got baptized by Reverend so-and-so when I was 9.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've been on that Henny ever since, but I
heard a preacher say this one time. He said, if I asked you for a picture of you right now, I need a good picture of you, and you gave me a picture of yourself as a 2-year-old.
Wow.
If you gave me a picture of yourself as a 2-year-old, wow. I would say, this is not you.
This is not you.
This just don't even look like you. And that's what we're giving God pictures of us when we first got saved or when we first came into the church.
So Pastor Jeff, how do you say it when you're encountering a family and the person never professed, to your knowledge or anybody else's knowledge? And that, let's just call it common knowledge. We know that at least we're one of the last generations that you, at some point, somebody dragged you to somebody's church. And at some point as a teen or a young adult, you came up, did a little prayer, got all emotional, or maybe right in the middle of a tough time in life, you did that thing. And let's just be honest, 80%, 85% of the people did not follow through whatsoever at all. Okay. What if someone just doesn't profess at all? Let's just lay aside the standard, I went to church one time, people are claiming them as a part of their church, whatever. Let's just say we know. And don't comment, you don't never know. Let's just say we do know.
Right.
Let's just say we do know that a person was not a believer, did not even profess to be a believer. But when they die, their loved ones say, I know they're in heaven. Sometimes they want you to almost agree or affirm the fact that they're in heaven. How do How do you deal with that? I've slipped up and felt guilty about even saying, because you can't help it. It's such a cultural thing to say that cousin Roscoe, who killed 9 people on his way to his grave, is in a better place. You can't help but say that. But do you ever feel the need to be like, we don't know where they're at, or you just ignore it? You just walk over it?
I try my best to say I'm not going to judge or say whether or not. I'm not, because I don't know. I don't have that. I'm not, now, once again, like you said, we do know. And so it is not my job to make this whole family hate me either.
Right.
Before I even give the eulogy.
Right.
I'm not trying to get you to hate me, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pray for your peace, right, and the loss of your loved one. And I'm not even going to preach about whether they went to heaven or hell, whether I'm going to try my best not to. Like you said, sometimes it just comes out, especially if the service is one of those services.
Right.
If the service is real upbeat and it's real jubilant and everybody's just going in, you're in the moment and you might slip up and say something.
We all have. And I mean, I think it's a skill that I've watched people who are more mature than me. They know how to handle. That's why I don't mind doing a eulogy. Put Tatum's up.
That's
Put Tatum's up. They do believe it. And they won't say it outright, but they believe a church funeral and a pastoral eulogy will put them in heaven, or at least associates them with heaven. But there has to be ways of wisdom. And here's another thing. Sometimes we need to go back as pastors, especially in Black culture, where the pastor is expected to do the eulogy. We don't have family members do eulogies in most Black culture. Right. Our white friends, a lot of times, the persons who knew them best or 2 or 3 friends will eulogize them. Right. Well, in the Black church, most of the time, the pastor, they give remarks and some memories and tell funny stories. Right. Then we give a eulogy,
3 minutes.
But it's a sermon.
Right.
And maybe to get around the whole heaven and hell kind of situation, we should just be eulogizing like a pure eulogy really is and just talk about the person. Now, I know what they'll say. Well, this was an opportunity to get folks saved, or you're supposed to minister to the living. But can you not do that by not just providing the comfort of helping them properly celebrate and remember their loved one? Can you not do that, as opposed to saying, now y'all here need to know where you're going, because when you're going to die too, and and that whole thing.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to, especially when you're doing a funeral of somebody who may have passed away that was young. For example, the young lady who done this week. When you're dealing with somebody who was young, because let's just be honest, they ain't come here to hear "For God So Loved the World" anyway. Half these young people are coming from the streets, they're coming from the clubs, they're coming from, whether it be school, whatever. They ain't come to hear all that. Like you said, if you just eulogize them and just tell a couple good stories. I try to go to the house beforehand, maybe a couple times, to get to know this person, their life. What did they like? Did they have any sayings that was real funny? What food did they like? You know what I mean?
Big time.
And you ask that kind of stuff. Yes. And you throw that kind of stuff in there. That will, turn the tide of the funeral.
But you know what you can do? You can do with we're going to jump back into heaven because I got a comment about this, but what you can do, and people have to understand that this is a way of presenting the reality of life and death and the decisions they have to make.
Absolutely.
Is do what the scripture says, or repeat that scripture. Teach us to number our days. Remind people how important life is, that death, as I often say, reminds us of how precious life is. And that hopefully you can draw someone into a consideration about their life by having to sit with the loss, and by talking about the joy and the laughter and the love and the connections and all that person brought. Then you're able to really lean into the loss.
Yes.
And then you're able to help them to really look at their life. But here's where we turn the corner. Let's say they're a believer, or, we assume that they're going to heaven, and we're not trying to judge that. But so then we get into the transition of what are they in heaven and what are they doing in heaven? Okay, so the first part is, what are they? Because let's go back to the chicken wings. You all can put chicken wings on me because I'm just as much a chicken in heaven as I am an angel. Meaning,
I was about to say,
what?
Because what that means is,
what?
That means the belief that I become a chicken is just as valid as the belief that people become angels, because people do not become angels when they die.
You do not become an angel, no.
That's why I'd rather have chicken wings on me. Okay. So, but here's where it comes from. Mama gained her wings.
Yeah. Yep.
Mama gained her wings. Fly high, right? We have the pictures with the wings on them. I know they're watching over me. I know they're looking down. They're my guardian angel now.
Right.
You were my best friend. Now you're my angel. Now, for sentiment's sake, for the sake of sentiment and personal comfort, I get it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because the legacy, the memories, the words of wisdom, the laughter, even if you just know, if one of us were to leave this earth, leave the other one behind, being friends for so long, the words that we said to each other, I know what Jeff would say if I was in a certain situation.
Right.
That does carry, and maybe that's somewhat in an allegory kind of way. But as an actual angel, the belief that people, and maybe, just to dive a little deeper, we use that angel motif to avoid whether someone's saved or not. Because they don't, that whole, did they trust in Jesus and did they? No, they're just a soul that became more beautiful and pure than they were before. And so I don't have to worry about all this other stuff. You know what I mean? So,
well, I mean, let's just be honest, Todd.
Right.
Let's just be honest. When you don't know the truth, a lie will do.
A lie.
It's just a reality. When you don't know the truth, a lie will do. And any story that you've watched, you've
been touched by an angel, child. You turn into Delareese.
Everybody is Delareese now.
You've been touched by an angel, child.
And your auntie really was Delareese, shooting off people's big toes.
Look just like Delareese. You shot my. How did Delareese go from that cussing chick in Harlem Nights to being somebody who's touched by an angel? So they don't become angels. That's not biblical, y'all. So we're not a real heavy biblical podcast.
We're not going to try to get you, but you don't become an angel.
You don't become an angel. So then, what are you? And that Jeanette just added a great, so what are you doing? So that's the other part. We love to say that whatever a person was doing when they were living, they're doing in heaven right now. I bet you she's braiding everybody's hair in heaven right now. He's up there trimming the hedges in heaven.
Mama got some good schedule on in heaven.
She's a director of the choir in heaven now.
She directing those angels.
Oh. Fried chicken for Jesus right now. Because that's what we do. And like I said about a comedian once said, like, why are you making your loved ones work in heaven? Like, they worked all their life, and now you put them in heaven's kitchen. They making grits for Jesus and all that other stuff.
Grits for Jesus.
I mean, because that's the way it's our coping. We want to remember them
the way they were.
And we want to think of them doing what we loved them doing forever.
Right.
Even if they were miserable. I mean, so what are people in heaven doing?
Biblically worshiping God. I mean,
I have a different answer. Nothing.
Just nothing.
Okay, I'm about to go real deep. I don't think anybody's in heaven yet.
Okay, well, so you're talking Abraham's bosom. You're talking. What are you talking?
I don't know who's making the funeral punch. Hey Dave, Pastor Holbrook.
Hey, that funeral punch is good in the mind.
Listen, no, I know exactly who's making the funeral punch in heaven. The one who died of diabetes.
Hey, that funeral. Hey, and Sister Kathy from New Jerusalem got to make the chicken. I tell you right now.
Got to make the chicken.
Got to make the chicken.
Okay, here is my theory. And Lord, don't let Mark Callion get on this podcast, because we'll never get off. Here's my theory. I believe that when people die, they enter into rest. Subconscious rest. That's my belief. Okay. Let me just give it to you real quick. But they could have died 80 years ago, but to them, the rest is a blip. And if 80 years after they died, rapture, whatever you want to say, the end of days, heaven comes, it will be as if that 80 years didn't happen. It's like napping, and you thought you napped for 2 minutes, and you woke up 4 hours later. I believe you enter into spiritual. I don't believe anything is going on. So the whole idea of they're up there right now.
Right.
And I know the scripture you all use, to be absent from this body is to be present with the Lord. But you are speaking within the context. I don't mean to teach Bible study, but you're speaking in the context of time as we understand it. Mm-hmm. The presence with the Lord for them will be instant. They won't know the difference. That years, centuries past.
The reason I said, because we're talking about once you get into heaven.
Right.
So you're talking about
the here and now. Then. But I'm saying in the here and now.
Right. I was
right. No, I get it.
Quantifying when you talked about what are we doing in heaven. So you're talking about before the rapture comes.
Right. Before we all get to heaven.
And so with who said it? Janet. So the whole rest in heaven, rest in peace, and now they even got rest in power.
Oh yeah, rest in power.
I don't know where the power. I don't know.
It's black power. You know, we need to start a new one. RIW, rest in Wakanda. Because we've already had rest in peace, rest in heaven, rest in power, rest in Wakanda. That's what I'm.
Hey, you rest.
Because if I can't go to heaven, at least send me to Wakanda.
Well,
okay. That's the way I say it.
I don't know that.
Listen here, I already know
that brother gonna break in.
That brother gonna listen.
that Mexican brother.
That Mexican brother might swim to heaven. I want your vibranium.
How you get up here?
Okay, let's go. Is there vibranium in heaven?
Hey, y'all can tell.
No, so I believe that they're resting right now. So, but all I'm saying is, what we normally say is they're in heaven with God right now. Mm-hmm. I have changed my lingo to they're at rest right now. I try to say that as much. They fall asleep. Thank you, Sister Janice. She knows her theology. That's why she sings so well. You're asleep in Jesus. And again, like that's the best thing I can say.
Absolutely.
I hate to say it, but the Avengers got it right.
With the snap?
The Avengers with the snap.
Mm-hmm.
It's a blip.
I'm about to break the table.
Right, about to break this table.
That's a blip.
Right. We're about to blip off the screen. But it's like a blip. And so in a way, yes, because you have to remember that once they enter into that rest, time is no more.
Right.
Time is no more. We're the ones still with this clock and calendar thing going on.
Eternity has no dials, no arms.
She said, what happened to the saints in the Bible that Jesus took to? I don't know. Ask Jesus. No, I'm joking. I
think she's talking about when say he led the captive. I
think he led them to rest. I think he led them to a rest that they weren't in. To be honest, I think he led them to a rest.
Those were actually those who were, if I'm not mistaken, they were actually in hell because he went to hell to take.
Well, they don't call it hell.
Well, they call it
like a captive place.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just because in Genesis, once again, Revelations, hell and the devil all go to
Pastor Bowie. Pastor Bowie wants to disagree. I want you to block him. No, come on with it. We're just talking.
Tell us, Pastor Bowie. Talk to us.
So
somebody send Bowie.
He'll add to it. But again, what I'm saying is, there's a blip. I believe there's like a blip of nothingness. But it's hard to describe because we're in this place of it's been so long, and that's where Thessalonians comes in, where he says, "Don't worry about those who have fallen asleep."
I definitely see a separation between the body. I mean, the body, Pastor Holbrook. I mean, I don't.
I think it's a mystery. We try to unpack.
The Bible talks about you getting a new body. Definitely.
Yeah.
So,
I think the body, but I think the spirit and soul. I mean, because they are sort of a nothing. I think they go to sleep. They lose. I don't want to say lose consciousness. That's a floppy way. And y'all know I'm just using sloppy language. Please, this is not theology class. But remember, Jesus never says, and Paul never says, in heaven right now.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't say that. He says, I wouldn't have you be ignorant about those who are asleep. He never says, don't worry about grandma and them because they're with Jesus.
Right.
He doesn't say that. He says they're asleep, and on the day of resurrection, the trump will sound, and those who are asleep, the dead in Christ, will rise first.
To be caught up.
And we'll meet them. So that's just my thing. And what I'm saying is this is only for the point of it's just become popular vernacular to talk about what somebody is up there doing right now. And by the way, one of the things that we swear that they're up there doing, besides being our angel, is watching over us. You know,
absolutely.
Watching over
absolutely.
us.
Janet want to go
Janet, I don't know. You're going to Bible study.
You going to
Janet, I need
Revelations. You want to go. You want to do a study on end times.
You just got to ask me to teach on this in Bible study and come to Bible study. That's all I can say. Because I'm not on that plane right now. I'm not on that level. I can't say for sure. I honestly can't say for sure.
So Second Baptist is going to do a study on eschatology
and eschatological, right? And Pastor Bowie would be like, I respectfully disagree. Still waiting on your comment, though, for real, Rev. I'm waiting on your comment. Like, throw it out there. I mean, we're just talking right now. So
you're writing it. It's a dissertation.
It's about to come. He's in his books right now. What's that Kermit thing? So, you know, what they're doing. So I guess the question will go from what they're doing to what will they do then? Let's just get past the blip.
Okay.
You know, that I just made up as an entire theology. Let's just get past that.
Well, I mean,
let's get past the blip. So what are people doing?
If are we talking about right after the blip?
When we all get to heaven. When we all get to heaven.
Now we skipped the whole rapture. We skipped the judgment, 100-year, 1,000-year, millennial
battle
reign.
With the beast, the three-headed snake,
the two witnesses,
Thanos, the battle with Thanos. It's in there. It's in Revelation chapter 28. Listen, y'all go home and read Revelation chapter 28. The battle with Thanos is in there. Okay. And they open up the portal and the Black Panther comes out.
Look, ain't nobody coming to our churches no more. It's over. It's over.
Hey, man, my stuff makes much sense to these people.
It makes a lot more sense. Some of these crap.
We're just talking, man. This is Religiously Incorrect. Welcome to Religiously Incorrect, ladies and gentlemen. This is where two pastors, if you didn't know, we just get a chance to talk, you know.
We're just vibing.
So when we get there, when we all get to heaven, you know, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Jesus, we will sing and shout.
So we're rejoicing,
worshiping,
singing,
we're casting our crowns. Remember, we'll be awarded crowns at the judgment.
Right.
Because, you know, that's the other part. The judgment is not all you're all going to hell.
Right.
The judgment is judging a reward.
Right.
In a sense.
Some of y'all are going to have like half a crown.
You have a Burger King hat.
I could get a ring with no diamonds in
it. Some of y'all getting one of them Steak and Shake paper hats.
Hey, go to cubic zirconia for you. It's cubic. Get this cubic zirconia. Hey, you just barely made it in, doctor.
Hey, put this baseball cap on and sit down somewhere. I'm gonna put on our robe.
You lucky you got here, Otis.
Right. Because ain't nobody come to see you. You're gonna put on our robes. Tell the story
how we made it over.
These songs got us messed up.
Right.
You know, so, but people paint heaven as like a whole society. Now, I know there's a New Jerusalem, so let's not, I get it. I get it, y'all. You don't have to like ask me to give you a timeline. But I'm just talking about heaven in the popular sense.
Right.
We act like this is going to be like, all right, it's going to be like a heavenly sheets. There's going to be a McDonald's that always gets your order right. Your pizza's always going to have enough cheese. Nikes will be $3.
In my father's house, there are many mansions.
Everybody gets a free pair of Yeezys.
I've never seen a house with a mansion on the inside of it.
That means rooms.
Right. I'm just saying.
Right.
I mean,
but we just take that because we don't bother to study.
We don't bother, so.
Right.
But
in other words, there's much space for all you Negroes.
Let's just be honest. I don't know what y'all going to be doing.
We'll be worshiping.
Well, but is it going to be 24/7 worship?
Hey, Tatum, you don't get the keys to your mansion until you pass a credit check first. And provide 3 references.
You got a co-signer. You got a co-signer for your mansion.
You got your deposit 3 months rent. You messed around and got evicted from heaven. Okay. Okay. But this is real. This is what we're talking about. I'm getting keys to my mansion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting on my robe. You know, I'm going to see. Okay, here's the next one.
So again, before we go, so do you believe it's going to be 24/7 worshiping? Is we doing? And then on top of that, let's go to another deep one. Will I know you in heaven?
Got a Moses payday loan.
It's not a Moses payday loan.
They let the sharks in heaven. They let the loan sharks in the glory. They let the loan sharks through the pearly gates.
Oh my goodness.
Will I know you?
Is it? Yeah. Well, will you know your wife? Will she still be your wife? Will I go up and be like, Mom, I can't believe I ain't seen you in this many years?
That's well, the text says we will be caught up and we will meet them, but it doesn't say we'll know them.
Right. It
says we'll just all be together, but we often talk about a great reunion.
Mm-hmm.
A part of me wants to believe that there is a divine knowing. There's a divine knowing. When the rich man died, he opened his eyes in hell. Okay. This is Dr. James C. Bowie's, what's his middle name? I forgot. James Craig. Dr. James Craig Bowie's doctorate dissertation on the state of man after death. When the rich man died,
he opened his eyes in hell. When Lazarus died, he was in the bosom of Abraham. There has to be a conscious place after Jesus died and rose and ascended to heaven. If there was a conscious place before his death and resurrection.
A conscious place. That's interesting. A conscious place.
Is that like
all right
place?
Is that the secret? You said the secret place.
The sunken place.
Oh, the sunken place. I thought you said the secret place. Like the secret garden. Like that's interesting. Is that okay? Here's a question. He said he wants to get a waiver. He said, I would I go hold on long enough. You got to put it up. This is really incorrect. Hell will be full when I get a waiver to heaven. Hey, you know what?
A waiver?
Unfortunately, not only are there many rooms in heaven, but apparently there's more rooms being built in hell.
Brother Ernest, you are one of the brothers who do so much for the community. I'm just going to be honest. You are one of the ones who do a lot, who I just, but we talked about earlier. One of the ones we talked about earlier who just.
But you still ain't going to heaven. That's what we preach.
But
isn't that what we preach?
Yeah, that's what we preach. But I'm just saying.
If you came to any of our churches, we would say, it don't matter how much you do for your community.
Faith without works.
You still going to burn. That's what we say, right? No, but I first, Pastor Bowie, I feel it. My only question is, and again, this is just talk. Is that a normative state for everybody, or was that just an example that Jesus was making in one particular instance? Somebody might argue it's allegorical. Like
that's what I was going to say. That most people, when they talk about this particular scripture, they talk about it being allegorical.
Yeah,
I can't say I'm not.
I would need to see personally, because the way my brain works, I'm big on what's narrative versus what's normative. Is it narrative said to sort of make a point about something? Because I think the broader point about that scripture was that people have a chance to hear while they're alive. Right. Because remember, the whole thing about the rich man was go back and tell my brothers, yada, yada, yada. Right. I think the whole thing was, hey, you didn't listen to the prophets. You ain't listening to me. Yeah. You wouldn't listen to your brothers, blah, blah, blah. And maybe that's more about the finality of eternity than anything, not so much about trying to make a point about a conscience state, about a conscious state. So I think that's, and that's a good point too. Scott, that Jesus didn't use names and parables. That made a difference. That very, very well could be. We don't know. This again, this isn't Dallas Theological Seminary. This is religiously incorrect, where we know nothing. We have no books in here.
Somebody please call Pastor, what's his name? You talked about him earlier. Get him on here. He's gonna tell us we're all going to heaven anyway.
Callion?
No.
Oh, Carlton Pearson?
Yeah, get Carlton.
Oh yeah, we're all we should get him on here. We should get Carlton Pearson. But he's still gonna sing the most sanctified songs about going to hell now.
And listen,
he's gonna sing them, but we're all going to heaven. So we're gonna be worshiping in heaven, but I don't think it'll feel like worship. I think everything we do will be worship, but it'll be a state of eternal rest. And I think it's just hard to describe. And I think maybe again, it's like comfort food. These are comfort words. These are words that make sense to us. And here's how I know they make sense to us, because everything we say about heaven is really just a perfect version of earth. Which, by the way, the scriptures speak of a new heaven, a new earth, and that there was a perfect earth in the way God created it.
The old heaven and the old earth will pass away.
Messed up the good earth. What did Herschel Walker say? All this good air. China's taking all our good air.
It's sent the bad air.
It's sent the bad air over here. That's what happened. Okay, the devil took all the good air, sent the bad air over here. So I do believe, but I do think in the psyche. I'm talking about our human psyche.
If you go back, though, I mean, that's throughout the Bible. The first Adam messed up.
Right.
Second Adam. The first garden was messed up. There's another garden. The tree, he put wrapped leaves around himself.
Right.
It all goes to, there's that line that you just, you don't know. So.
Right. You've been very uncomfortable today, man.
This chair is the most comfortable. We need some cushions in these chairs.
Jeff wants his pastoral throne in here.
I need my chairs. I feel like I'm about to break this junk.
You just might.
But it's not I know Mike looking at me like it's because you fat. That's the problem. I know that's what you're looking at.
That's cold-blooded.
I know I'm fat. You ain't gotta say it.
Hey, I was trying to get y'all a new set, but y'all was comfortable with this one, so I don't want to hear it.
Hey, we coming with a new one. We come with a new one. I want some bean bags next time.
Some bean bags. I want to be in heaven.
I want to be in heaven, live from heaven. Which, by the way, our dude TJ, he needs to get on here. Our dude TJ has the funniest videos on his page where he does God leading worship in heaven.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
And he just sings songs. He just sings songs and makes them. He says, "Hallelujah." He says,
"I gotta see these videos."
Hallelujah. So anyway, what from the hospital? What are we talking about?
These chairs.
Oh, these chairs. I forgot you was in the hospital all week. They are. And they want you to sleep in them? Yeah, they're the worst.
Oh my goodness.
They do not want you to stay.
Oh
So they were in heaven, we're worshiping. Then there are people like, I'm gonna get my crown with my offer. I'm gonna be rewarded. Then we're all gonna be at Jesus's feet. I'll be honest, like if we stripped everything that's cultural away from heaven, the cultural stuff, if you strip all that away, it seems kind of boring.
Indeed.
Seems kind of, I spent my whole life going to church just so I could be in an everlasting church service for the rest of my life. Will there be a preacher? There'd be no need for preaching.
There's no need for preaching. You're in the presence. But
now, can we talk about some churches who think they're in heaven? Like right now when they're in church?
There have been some moments. I've been to some church services. There have been some moments where, we went in, and I don't even like using that term. We go in, you know what that term is. We went in for 15 minutes or whatever. But after 15 minutes, I'm like, all right, I got to get up. My leg hurt, my knee hurt.
Right. It's too much.
It's too much. It's
too much.
Like, okay.
Y'all been singing that song for 10 minutes. I need y'all to switch it up.
Right.
I need you to chop and screw this beat or something. Anything.
Chop and screw the beat.
Anything. Remix it. Do something. But okay, that's a perfect example. But that's exactly why you talk about, I don't mean to be serious here, but our minds will truly, really be changed where we won't think that way. And I know you're reading Pastor Bowie's, the second part of his dissertation, chapter 2. People, we're reading chapter 2. You better be getting credit. Are you getting credit for this?
Second Bowie,
chapter 3. The Lost Gospel of Bowie.
The books of Bowie.
But I agree. People have a perception that heaven will be a big meet and greet. You're right. Mm-hmm. But there is a kingdom and where I don't want to do work. Okay. Do I get to do what I was doing here? Or am I going to be like Heaven's Crossing guard?
But I'm trying to figure out, and y'all know we love Pastor Bowie. I'm just trying to figure out what the work is. No,
I believe there's work because we're going to be rulers. We're supposed to judge. Remember?
Yeah.
We're going to be judges. We're going to judge the I don't know.
There's a battle coming. Can we? I like to fight.
I don't.
I like to fight. Can I get in the battle?
All the people from the all y'all from the gonna be front lines of Armageddon.
Can I get my fight on? That's
all. Thank you, Tatum. I'd rather be there. That's where we're at. I want to eat. I want to eat. Now, take me back to the wedding feast, the banquet. That's what I want. Okay. And I mean,
said, well, we need the mansion
if we in church all day.
You got a mansion you can't live in? Do we go home and go to sleep?
Well, I'm going to keep calling you to fix my gutters anyway.
Who cutting the grass?
Mark's calling me. Tell Mark. Now Mark's calling me. We don't need this. We don't need these problems. Mark, if you want to talk to me on this podcast.
Mark, put it up, Mark. I know you're watching. We want all of this. Watching, and you want to talk to. Put it up.
Everybody's going to be calling Fernando to cut their grass in
heaven.
He's like, man, you should have been advertising on your podcast. Now I'm the only number they got in heaven. No, we have to do the work. We are. I mean, it's a new reality, and I think that's what we miss out on. Is that there really are like layers and levels to this for real, like for real. And I think again, the whole point of the podcast and the heaven thing is that we have this cultural view that leaves out so much, and we as Christians, we
have a cultural view that leaves out a lot, but adds a lot.
We add a lot. Yeah, right. We make a whole lot of stuff up, and what Pastor Bowie and others have been talking about. The kingdom work, the new heaven, the new earth, the new Jerusalem, all these things, we leave out the realities. Maybe we will be walking around in perfected bodies and, actually functioning, but without the pain, the stress, the strain.
And my question would simply be, when it's all over, when it's all said and done, when all the fighting is done and everything is done, what happens?
Okay. So this is how we finish up our show.
What happens when everything is done? When the Satan, hell, and everything been cast into the lake of fire, what are we doing?
I sit in front of a TV and watch a loop of the Browns losing every day for all of eternity.
I'm sorry, I just screamed in your ear.
In the last second too. Like it's always a fumble at the goal line over and over again. Over and over again. Okay, so here's how we'll finish it out on a light note. Me and Jeff are going to do an exercise, and I know you're going to be down for this.
Okay.
I think heaven is not so much about what's there. I think heaven is about what's not there. So I'm going to start. There are no Android phones in heaven. There's only iPhones in heaven.
Just iPhones.
There's only iPhones. There's no Android phones in heaven.
There are no terrible towels in heaven. There are no terrible towels in heaven. None at all.
There's no men wearing suits too big for themselves and too tight in heaven.
There are no sagging pants in heaven.
Scott said, I'm watching the Browns lose now. Okay. There's no wait at the BMV in heaven. There's no wait at the BMV.
Ooh, my God. Thank you, Lord.
Hey, thank you. Listen, I say, y'all have to be going in right now.
Sunday.
That's it, man.
There is nobody off tune in heaven.
Nobody
off key.
Off beat.
Off beat, yes.
Or nobody off tune.
White people can dance in heaven.
Off beat.
White people can dance.
There are no tracksuits in heaven. You said white people clap on beat now. White people clap on a 2 and 4 in heaven. Okay. All black restaurants get your food to you on time in heaven and don't cuss you out when you complain.
Well. Okay, and I know a lot of y'all gonna disagree with me. There ain't no chitlins in heaven.
No chitlins.
Ain't no chitterlings.
Wait.
They ain't up there.
James Bowie, the McDonald's shake machine always works.
Yes. Frappes. The frappes all day.
It always works. Oh my goodness. I'm loving it.
Listen, ladies, I'm sorry. Ain't no Spanx in heaven.
No Spanx. You don't need any.
Ain't no Spanx in heaven.
Neither shall they Spanx anymore. Neither shall they girdle anymore. For the Lord God giveth all of them Coca-Cola bottle shapes.
Oh my goodness.
This is hilarious.
Oh my goodness. I'm done.
There are no bad kids interrupting your meal at the restaurant or the movies in heaven. Shh. There are no bad kids.
Thank you, Lord.
Because the bad kids went to hell.
Yes.
That's why.
No,
basically. They knew better. They were at the age of consent. They knew better.
There are no doo-doo diapers in heaven.
No diapers.
Hey!
Oh, my brother. No.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A is open on Sundays. Y'all have got me excited about heaven.
God. Yeah, see,
For the
now
first
people are
time again.
excited. Everybody about to get saved now.
Chick-fil-A, all the aisles are open at Walmart in heaven.
What?
And they're staffed with real cashiers.
Yes,
Absolutely. All the aisles are open.
Go ahead, Mike.
You have cell phone reception everywhere.
Everybody
Everywhere
has
you
perfect
go.
cell phone reception.
Can you hear me now?
Unlimited data plan.
Can you hear me now?
Because they're all iPhones.
Right. We're all iPhones. We don't have these problems. This is comedy. This is
Cleveland Browns win the Super Bowl every year.
Stop. Nah, I'll be in hell.
Every-
Me and James Brown.
Every year, Cleveland goes to the Super Bowl,
Me,
baby.
James Brown, and Michael Jackson be down there moonwalking in hell.
Oh my God.
That's hilarious. No, she said no Android. Listen, I'm tired of texting y'all. Okay, go ahead and add yours real quick. Go ahead and add your last few. No moody teenagers in heaven.
Mm.
No fighting to get your kids up for school.
Chadwick Boseman did not die.
Chadwick, Black Panther lives. Black Panther lives in heaven.
As you can see, I am not done.
And by the way, y'all do know that heaven is right next door to Wakanda.
It's right next door.
It's right. I mean,
you can look out your window
You
and
look out
see
your window. Yeah, it's right there. We go to that's
the line in the lamb,
Yeah.
the line in the Wakanda. Yeah.
But only the black people are allowed to go to Wakanda. Just to be clear. Sorry, y'all. Netflix and chill is sanctified and free.
Sanctified and free.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, ain't no $40.
Right.
Ain't no $40
Oh,
fee.
come on, Dave. No church committees in heaven.
Oh, Lord
Jesus.
have mercy.
Lord
The
Jesus.
deacons done got mad now.
Yeah,
The deacons done
they're
got
going to
mad
write
now.
me a letter. I'm waiting on Grover to pop up. They're going to write me a letter, call a meeting. No church committees in heaven.
They gonna call a committee in heaven. They gonna call a.
That's hilarious. Right.
We ain't vote for that up here.
We need to talk about these drapes, God. You talk about this carpet. Oh, goodness.
Women can preach in heaven.
Women can preach. You're allowed. Uh-oh, look at Fernando. No pastor's anniversary. The devil is a liar.
Come on now,
The
Pat.
devil.
Come on. You know what?
Every day will be pastor's anniversry.
Yes.
I'm just going to sit in that chair and take offerings 24/7.
All day long. I think
What did you say? Yes. Listen, I'm going to preach somewhere. I'm going to bring my own pulpit.
Oh my God.
This is no past
hilarious.
anniversary. You guys are making my night. I'm telling y'all, I'm dead
Oh,
serious.
my
You
God.
guys are making my
I'm
night.
sweating.
What is
This is great.
I love it. Man, every day is Black Friday.
Yes, sir.
All the Walmart TVs are $78.
Black History Month is every month.
Black History Month is every month.
We don't get the shortest week.
We don't get the
month of
shortest
year.
month anymore. That's right. No snow in heaven.
I love that.
I like that.
Yes,
No snow in heaven.
absolutely.
No plows. No ice.
You're absolutely right.
Cruises on the Crystal Sea. Jeff would be good for that. Jeff and Tiffany.
We on it. We on
The everlasting Royal Caribbean.
it.
Oh man, I'm loving it, y'all.
That would be wonderful if heaven was just one big cruise.
Listen,
My God.
the Love Boat. All I know is I want to go there because
That's it.
hell would be the exact opposite.
In the upper room
Yeah, the lower room.
with my G.
Oh man, I did need these. Hey, Pastor Dave, we're praying for Jen. I saw
Yes, absolutely.
I saw the progress. His wife had surgery. Glad you guys are doing good. Keep her. Don't let her laugh. It probably hurts to laugh. So don't show her this show. If you have anybody in pain, don't show them this show. We might get sued for pain and suffering.
Absolutely.
Oh man, we had a blast, didn't we?
Probably gonna get sued by heaven. Heaven probably filing charges.
That's filing charges. We're gonna answer for this.
On Judgment Day.
I'm gonna say
Well, remember what y'all said?
that producer you gave me. He did this. No, I mean, I like it. I like being able to have lighthearted discussions. I like the conversations, Pastor Bowie, a different one, Scott, Sister Jeanette,
Pastor Tatum,
everybody
Elder
giving
Carter,
the perspectives, man. It's fun to talk about. And again, this is not the place. I mean, sometimes we argue like points and please, but you know, it's all in love and honestly in jest, because this isn't the place we're trying to create some serious come to a decision, you know. But I love it, man.
If you got serious questions, go to your pastor. If he can't answer it, come to us.
Find a new pastor. Heaven city manager going to file a grievance. Right. I'm gonna hear about this next council.
Ain't no city trends in here.
Right. Ain't no city trends. It's Thug Heaven. Might be a thought heaven.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Thought heaven.
Jeff's like, I'll go. Send me. Somebody got to preach to him. Oh, man.
So what's the moral of the story?
The moral of the story is, if you die, you need to know where you're going.
That's it.
And I think the moral of the story, because he always wants us to have a G.I. Joe moment at the end, no one's half the battle. I think that we should be wary of our perceptions of heaven, and whatever you believe, you should study and know it. And how about you leave room for interpretation? Because it really is a great unknown to a certain degree. There's some that is known and revealed and talked about, but there's also a lot. And here's my moral. Heaven is one of those subjects where Christians have to get over their own arrogance and accept that there are just some things beyond us.
And here's my moral. Heaven is better than hell, regardless of what it is.
Brother.
Regardless of what it is, regardless of how it is, it's better than hell.
As the dearly departed Joe Threach would say, if you think it's hot now, you don't want to go to hell. Every Sunday night in the summertime, he would remind us. Yes, so heaven is better than hell. That's the end of the story on that one. And I want to go. And you know what? I know we say it just as a part of a song, or I got some loved ones there, and I really hope I can see them. At least I'll hold to the hope that I will see them, whether I really recognize them or not. I do hold to the hope.
I would go to the YMCA, and I would go into that sauna room or that steam room.
Yeah.
And I would sit there as long as I can, as long as I could take it, as long as the heat would allow me to take it. Then I would walk out. When every time I walk out, I say, remember, there are no doors in hell.
Listen.
Can't just leave.
So next week's show is about hell, I suppose.
Let's talk about it. I don't care.
Next week's show is about weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Get your dissertations on hell.
Yeah.
We'll bring you on next
week. Go in your library. No, we're loving it, man. We love you all. Thank you for giving us laughs. I needed this, Jeff. I appreciate it, man. I was on the verge of saying, I don't know. I'm glad I came out. This made me feel better. And here's what I do know. My sister is resting and she is with the Lord in a sense that I might not understand or know, but I know that she's in a far better place than this pain up here. So, and by the way, rest is a better place. It doesn't have to be heaven to be a better place.
Hey, I like to sleep.
Listen, when I'm about to say, whenever I'm sleeping, I'm in the best place.
Yes, sir.
That's just the way it is. So, hey, y'all, be sure to follow us. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Like, share, download. We're on our all of our audio podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever it is you get your podcast, download us. We were just checking our numbers. We thank you so much for listening and for downloading, and share with somebody. Tell somebody that there's these two cool dudes that just be rapping on Sunday night service. We miss Lady Charlene tonight. She got to call this backsliding. Man.
As we leave, we just want to say, if you want to know where I'm going,
nobody knows the verses.
Where I'm soon.
Where are we going?
I'm going up yonder.
Take us out, Pastor Mike.
I'm going up yonder.
See you in the upper room, y'all.
I'm going up yonder.
To be where?
To be with my Lord. Whoa.
That's enough. I can't take anymore. Outro, Doc. Peace out.